It's a beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because you know it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, Black Friday, Silver and Black Theater. And tonight, Raider Nation, we will be bringing you part 2 of the epic game that we had last week. December 11th, 1972, Monday Night Football.
Was pointed out that Fairsoft was the first guy that picks him up, and he's the safety. That gives you an idea what kind of holes they are opening up there. 63.
And the Raiders are driving, and they're deep early in the second half, down 13-10.
On first down and goal, Hubbard gets the call again. He'll be very close to the touchdown. Jets in their goal line defense. The 71 is John Boring. Lomas is in, number 84.
That was first and goal right there. Raiders are trying to go up, take the lead.
Joey Jackson, Frank, who also just came in, number 86. He's down at the bottom of that pile, too. Atkinson, the middle linebacker, is the guy they depend on to hit at that line of scrimmage and push him back. The defensive line are trying to
Here we go.
dig in there. Marv Hubbard's coming out. And Pete Panazak goes in. We told you that Hubbard went over 1,000. The ball placed now at the 1. Smith gets the call.
Ooh, he's in. Touchdown, Raiders.
14 plays.
There you go. How's that to brighten up your Friday evening? Started out with a Raider touchdown.
Off the rest of it on the ground. Just one pass. Let's look at Smith now. Because
Let's look at Smith.
he wasn't open.
He would not be denied.
He was open while he was in the end. There he lands open, so there can be no argument. That time, LaMonica used just that one third down pass to Palatnikov, but stayed with his ground
Here's the
game
Hall
and
of
it paid
Famer,
off.
the late great
George Blanda.
George
For the
Blanda.
conversion. And it's good. The Raiders moving out in front of the New York Jets, 17-13.
The
on
great
the
George
The
Blanda.
senior citizen of pro football, George Blanda.
And there's so many Hall of Famers in this game, it is amazing.
A truly well-made luxury car.
Ooh, let's check this out.
The new 1973 Ford LTD Brougham, a truly quiet luxury car priced thousands less. Quiet is the sound of a well-made car.
The Jaguar's a bit more powerful, of course. Well, you'd expect that for the money. Four-wheel power disc brakes.
You would expect that for the money. I mean, for the $9,000, you would expect that, wouldn't you?
Power window option in LTD2, plus a power minivan.
You can have a reclining seat in the LTD.
Oh my God, it's got a reclining seat. Do you see that?
Yet LTD offers the same kind of luxury features.
A reclining seat. I bet the steering wheel even tilts. Power frickin' windows.
Quiet is the sound of a well-made car. See it. Drive it at your Ford dealers now.
Oh, I love the old commercials. But you know what's great about this? If you've noticed, there's only 1 or 2 short commercials. That's all. There's hardly any commercials in this. I mean, even though there is commercials, back in the day, there wasn't like, you're not inundated with the commercials like you are today. Like shit, you go to commercial now, and man, it could be like 5 minutes before it comes back. You got time to go get a sandwich, toast it, get the bread ready. You know, and come back, and they're just now coming back around to football.
20 to the 23 goes Ferrisopoulos. He's dropped there by Jeff Queen. 24
Lost your lid there, bro.
The Raiders
Your little thin little helmet.
after a 15-yard penalty.
These helmets are sad looking. You wonder why these guys have head injury problems. I mean, look at these little helmets that they're wearing.
On a pass from LaMonica, that made it 10-7.
I mean, look at Lamonica's. That thing just fits his head like it's a second skin.
10-7, 13-10 at halftime. Another
That thing gets rattled. It's rattling right off the skull. I mean, what's that saving you from?
They now have the lead 17-13. And it's first and 10. The New York Jets. They're at their own 23. And Harkey goes nowhere. Connors moving in along with Manny Sistrom. Otis Sistrom.
Well, Namath
Otis
is
Sistrom.
21 passes in the first half, and he's just going to have to throw and throw and throw because that ground game is gone without Riggins and without McLean.
Where are we watching from tonight, Raider Nation? Where are we tuning in tonight from on a Black Friday? I am the Commish. This is Silver and Black Theater. December 11th, 1972, Monday Night Football. Broadway Joe versus the Mad Bomber.
Green Bay football.
Count the Hall of Famers on the field here. It is amazing.
Certainly both backs out. Going out to Eddie Bell, and it pops right
I mean, just look at the quarterback core you got. At one point in the game earlier on last week's show, there was a zoom in where you seen young Kenny Stabler talking with Daryl LaMonica, George Blanda standing off in the distance talking to John Madden about the 2-minute drill in the first at the end of the first half. Now, if that isn't some history, I don't freaking know what is.
Soulful eyes. I'll tell you what he's saying as we're looking now at third.
I mean, you got John Riggins who's playing on the Jets. This is when Casper's on the Jets. I mean, you got Tatum out here, Atkins is out here. They're just so many Hall of Famers. Bolitnikov. You can't even count them all.
3rd and 10 now from the 23. Name is flooding backs right now. The open man is Harkey. He gets the first down, and he gets out to the 40-yard line.
That's not even counting the Hall of Famers you got on the Jets side of the ball.
Made the stop. All right, take a look, please.
Got New Mexico in the house. What's up, Joseph?
Rolled up over the top of the screen. They're blocking it. Here comes Harkey. Top of your screen.
Callie in the house, 714.
Swing past it. Now here's a good picture of the zone.
And the astronauts on the moon. I wonder if we're going to get another shot of the astronauts on the moon.
Came back to his running back, Harkey. Picked up a first down. That was a big one there.
It was, and it was Hockey's best play of the night. Give him full credit for it.
Just over the 40, first down, Jets.
Because, most of the I scan through these games to preview them because basically I just want to see, make sure that there's solid footage all the way start to finish. We're not going to watch it and there's some gigantic gap in the middle. So I don't, the moon thing last week, that was a total surprise to me. I had no idea that was on here. That was cool as hell. So you folks that checked out early, you missed
One
it.
of the things I also noticed, you may not see it on this replay, is he caught the ball and one of the first guys to come over and congratulate him for catching it.
Look at that.
Is Namath.
Tell me that wouldn't be a flag in today's football right there.
Well together, the receiver
Willie Brown comes over and says, man, I'm about to greet you on the sideline. Let me show you to the ground.
5 for the Jets.
What's up, Captain?
Changing things. Gets it to Harkey. Boozer out front trying to block.
Goes nowhere.
A whole bunch of Oakland Raiders. Gerald Irons, 86. Dan Connors.
If you are just joining us, this is Raider Reaction, Black Friday, Silver and Black Theater. Every Friday, we bring you vintage Raider action. Usually takes us 2 episodes to finish a game. And tonight and last week, we are in the Monday Night Football. December 11th, 1972.
The ball at the 47, Maynard out right, Bell out left, the Raiders up in their bump and run. Delaying Harkey over the middle. And
At this point in the season, Raiders have clinched their division. They're in the playoffs. Jets are in a must-win. They must win this game and the next game at Cleveland.
And Namath really was popped. But John Smith was one of the first ones back. He was complaining to that referee. Says, man, he hit the man late. John Smith, fine center for the Jets. Okay, coming on is Steve O'Neal. The Jets will have to turn it over to the Raiders, and
All right, getting the ball back here.
Smoking. They took it all the way in, 76 yards. O'Neal kicking deep. Cliff Branch is back deep.
This one will bounce. It will take a jet bounce and inside the 10. And will be marked dead at the 9-yard line. 44-yard punt by O'Neal. And well, apparently, I think one of the Jets touched by a 10. Of course, that kills the punt. I think that's what it was, right? And you saw the officials' timeout. It will be out back at Oakland Coliseum right after this.
What's behind Panasonic's Quadricolor TV? 4 technological advances to help you get the most out of color. 1, a modular chassis with sections that snap out and in.
A modular chassis. You just don't get that with today's TVs.
100% solid state. In Panasonic's Quadricolor TV, the only tube is the picture tube. Everything else is reliable transistors and integrated circuits.
Reliable transistors.
Each little color dot is
So what do you
surrounded
need
by
to hear?
black. This makes color sharper and more vivid. 4, easy controls that make it this easy. To unscramble the picture and correct color, tint,
It's his cousin, Popeye.
contrast. To help you remember these 4 technological advances, Panasonic named it Quadricolor, a name that stands for our latest development in color TV. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Just slightly ahead of our time.
The last time the Raiders had the football, they moved it 76 yards to move out in front of the Jets, 17-13. They take over now. They're at their own 19-yard line. Hubbard is back in, and Hubbard
Raiders took it down, took the lead with the score coming out of the second half.
Hubbard, I believe, was taken
Now
out.
they got the ball back again.
So he could justifiably receive the plaudits of about 55,000 Oakland Raider fans. He went over 1,000 yards tonight. And he did it the hard way. He's done most of it the hard way. 20 carries tonight, 86 yards. But he's back in there because the Raiders want this football game. The Jets have to have it. Here comes Charlie Smith on the draw. Good block there again by Gene Upshaw, number 63. Ralph Baker made the stop for the Jets. Look at Bob Brown.
Look at Bob Brown.
Really perspiring.
I just want to do a Cosell impersonation every time I hear him.
Let's take a look here at
What's up, Assassin
63,
Angel
one big
Eyes?
block on Atkinson. That opens up a big hole. That's why they're really able to keep that ball on the ground the way they have. Moving in there, that was number 51, Ralph Baker, who'd come in. So on 1st and 10 from the 30.
They're crunching out these yards now, right on the ground. They've got the strength to do it. It's not an 11-man game, it's a 40-man game. Every team has its share of injuries. You can't use injuries as an excuse every year. You've got to have 40 players so that you can meet any circumstance. That's why the Oakland Raiders, 5 of the last 6 years, have been in the playoffs. They're a 40-man deep team.
Charlie Smith gets 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. The ball
45 years ago.
Seiler has come in for Bob Brown, a right tackle.
He's like a senior in high school then, weren't you, Chris?
First down. And this is what has hurt the Jets all year long, as Howard has mentioned. The ball control of the opposition. Namath has had a good year. He's been accused of being
What's up, NorCal?
Most conservative quarterbacks are conservative now with such a predominance of zone defense. He's also thrown 19 touchdown passes on the year.
And he's put more points on the board than any team in the league except for the unbeaten Miami Dolphins.
The problem has been getting the ball back. 3rd down and 2. The ball at the 38. And Hubbard, he'll be very close. Clock ticking, 43 seconds.
One.
Joe Namath looking on, and
I was -3.
a lot of agony.
I was not a thought yet.
Very bad knees. He doesn't complain about it. He's a nice fella. I got a niece in Dallas, Mindy, who just thinks he's the cutest thing that ever lived, too. There's a lot of nieces and so forth around the country that think that. John Madden on the sidelines wanted a ruling on that, Don. He wanted a measurement, and he didn't get
Madden
one.
wants a measurement.
Why not? referee, Tunney, ruling that the ball was short. That brings on Jerry DePoyster on 4th down. He'll be kicking to the AFC's leading punt returner, Chris Barasopoulos. There's Chris.
Well, giving it back to the Jets. See what they can do. Raiders are up by 4.
Flag goes down.
I just can't believe I got both of you guys on the show last night. That was good stuff. Appreciate that. Both you jumping on the after hours last night.
Well, you're going to see everyone gathering around here. Well, they're still discussing this. Now it'll be marked off. Tunney. And the ball has been placed back to the 12. Fair catch, infraction.
Fair catch, infraction. There you go. Look at that state-of-the-art graphic, folks. You just don't get any better than that in 1972.
This is a $20 pipe, and this is a $6.95 Dr. Grabo pipe. They're both made from the same fine imported briarwood. But while it might take weeks to break in this $20 pipe, you can enjoy your Dr. Grabo pipe right away. Because all Dr. Grabo pipes are mechanically pre-smoked.
Mechanically pre-smoked. I like all of my pipes mechanically pre-smoked. Who does it?
Dr. Grabo pre-smoked pipes. The perfect Christmas gift.
Who's pre-smoking it? Sure, it's mechanically pre-smoked. Sure it is.
5,000 independents like me in smaller towns. Means you can call for an appointment instead of hanging around all day.
And when I get there, 9 times out of 10, I got the part to fix it.
So the next time you're thinking about buying a new appliance,
Remember who takes care of your old ones.
America's #1 major appliance value, General Electric.
General Electric. I love the old commercials too, Ryan. I think it's the best part. And if you guys didn't watch last week's episode, you should go back and watch it because it was pretty good, man. The halftime show was stellar. You had full highlights of all the games from that week done by Howard Cosell live on Monday Night Football. I mean, it was pretty cool. You had the actual when they planted the flag on the moon. They had the live astronauts on Monday Night Football on this particular episode.
He's been using his backs out of the backfield all night.
It's a pretty historical episode. Glenn Campbell sings the national anthem. It's
We're going to Tatum up for the stop.
I'm sorry, if we're counting down for the end of the quarter with 8 seconds left and still descending, but sooner or later, when you've got no running game and have to pass and pass, the interception occurs.
Tatum.
Let's watch.
Look at him. That dude's like, I'm getting down. That guy's going to kill me.
Now 4-81, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Raiders.
Did you see him? He was just stalking him. That was almost like a lick through. I mean, he was just. That's the assassin right there.
The newest laugh riot of the season. Temperatures rising tomorrow.
The newest laugh riot of the season. Make sure you check that out.
I'm John Schmidt of the New York Jets. To a kid on heroin, this is a murder weapon. We've lost too many kids to drugs and crime and neglect. But there are thousands that we can still help. If you want to help, write to Volunteer, Washington, D.C., 20013. What we need, money can't buy. We need you. The National Center for Voluntary Action.
Wow, that's a very early anti-drug commercial. This is 1972, for Christ's sakes. That's a very early anti-drug commercial. And they're going for heroin.
27, 1 touchdown.
That's kind of shocking to see that on Monday Night Football in 1972.
Third quarter. And they trail 17-13 in a game that they must win. They're still in it. Both backs circling out. Little Eddie Bell comes up with it.
He comes right on there and ties a tourniquet. Right on the commercial.
Possession now is starting to change dramatically. The Raiders 26-43, the Jets 18-17. Again, the Jets with only 7 plays in the third quarter.
And look at the yards rushing. Next to nothing. 13 yards rushing.
This game so important to these Jets. First Reagan sideline, McLean sideline with injuries.
Reagan's is out.
Going all the way at setbacks. Second down and 2. Here comes Harkey. Gets a good block from Boozer. Trips, goes down right at the line of scrimmage. He wasn't hit too hard by anybody that time. Well, he got the first.
So if you're just joining us, this is Raider Reaction Silver and Black Theater on a Black Friday. Every Friday we bring you vintage Raider games. Usually takes us about 2 episodes to finish the game. Tonight we got December 11th, 1972, week 13. Second to last week. This was back when there was only 14 weeks in the season. Raiders have clinched their division. Jets are a must-win. Need this game and their next game.
Introduced bachelor days not long ago.
Unfortunately, if you know your Raiders history, you know how this season plays out. Even though this is a great win and the Raiders make it to the divisional round, we lose in this little game you may know as the, as I like to call it, the Immaculate Deception. This is that year.
Hobbled on and off by injuries this year, and as I said, probably a little rusty tonight, but without the blocking help that would normally be afforded him in the running capacity because of the absence of John Ricketts.
One defensive
The absence of John
Ricketts.
Ricketts.
Down number 85. It'll be second down and 5. The ball at the 39. Bell goes out to the left.
Me either, Ryan. I was kind of shocked by that commercial.
Looking for Maynard, complete.
Another Hall of Famer right there. I mean, that's all the that was the Jets connection right there. It was Namath Maynard, Namath Maynard. I mean, that's all it's been all game too. I mean, that's what got them the Super Bowl win. That's that was their success.
Comes down the field, just slightly looks to the inside. He threw it right by a couple of linebackers. Now, what's the zone? You see these linebackers coming out this side. They rolled to the other side. The zone was actually deep to the other side. So he threw to the weak side of the zone, right between the two linebackers coming out of the middle. That was Rich Castor throwing that block down there. Maynard now 1 away from tying the all-time NFL receiver.
Yeah, I guess. You're like, what's heroin? I gotta find out what that is. I'd never heard of that before.
Complete. That's it. That's inside the 25 to the 22.
What a night that veteran is having.
In his 14th year out of Texas Western. All right. See him just come up to the outside. Looks to be the zone's on this side. This time, that's tight up number 31, getting over a little bit late.
Did he get both feet down? I want to call for an instant replay. Somebody throw a red flag.
This is not an easy move he makes.
Did he get both feet down? Let's see here.
He really does.
1, 2, oh yeah, he did, okay.
All right, the Jets moving. They trail.
I don't know, but that ball looked like his moving. I'm going to need to see an instant replay. Somebody throw a red flag. Come on, Madden.
Came out smoking in the second half, have eased up somewhat as Namath is still picking away. This is Boozer, and he just can't run.
Yeah, you got Broadway Joe against the Mad Bomber here.
Try it every now and then just to keep that defensive.
There are so many Hall of Famers on this field and on the sidelines right now. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Kenny Stabler is the backup in this game.
17, the Jets 13, as you know. It's been a good football game. Surprisingly good in view of the fact that Namath has had to pass and pass and pass and pass. And now here he is trying to strike again to overtake the current 4-point Raider lead. It's easy when you're from New York to be accused of being partial to this young man. Nothing of the sort. He is a pro.
It'll be second down and 11. Namath, 18 of 29, 275 yards, and that 1 touchdown. The end around to the tight end.
Oh, getting tricky.
The flag is down right in the middle, and don't speculate, but that generally involves holding.
Holding.
There it is. You can see the Jets complaining, but it happens to this team again and again.
He's pissed.
And again.
They must have called it again.
It's like, I wasn't holding, damn it.
Smith, number 52. And Namath, who, as we told you,
Yep, Branch coming off the
was
bench.
not feeling well before the game.
Bolitnikoff. Man, I think I already named him, though.
Referee Jim Tunney indicates the holding. The ball now moves all the way back to the 37-yard line. It might be the break the Jets need. You know what, Howard?
Fire them up?
Well, no, they get down there, they might start thinking about running. Out here, he's going to have to think about passing, and that's where they got to get it. Well, the last time they got a 15-yard penalty, for their very next play, Namath hit Rich Castor for a 50-yard touchdown. That was way back the second quarter. All right, Bell is
And
back.
man, if you guys remember that pass to Biletnikoff in the first half from the Mad Bomber, that was a freaking gorgeous pass. Gorgeous catch.
And Harkey getting back to the 35. Dropped there by Gerald Irons, number 86. Good night for Don Maynard. As we told you, he has tied the all-time receiving record held by Raymond Berry of 631 receptions.
Raymond Berry, Paris, Texas, playing out of Southern Methodist University. What a classic he is. Really a nice man.
Namath now with a big problem, 3rd and 24. Puts Maynard out to the right. He'll have to go deep.
3rd and
Castor,
24.
the tight end.
He will have to go deep.
Receiver.
Broadway Joe.
The middle, the bottom of your screen. We're going
Letting her
for
fly.
Maynard, and he
Oh,
has
Maynard was there, man.
Nehemiah Wilson
He puts
beat.
that on him. That's that's 6.
Namath put it far to the right.
Frankie did have him beat. I really don't know what the route called. Let's watch Maynard run this thing. He appears to be going to go deep. Nehemiah Wilson had him to the outside. He started to go inside. Joe threw it to the outside. I have a feeling that's where the pass was really intended.
All right, Bobby Howfield is
No, I hadn't noticed.
down to attempt a kick from the 42-yard line.
Who is it?
He's kicked 2 tonight,
I'll look next time.
125 and 130. He kicked 6 last week. And he's kicked another one tonight.
Who is it, Bob?
Tonight. So the lead is shortened to the Raiders 17. The New York Jets in a must game for them. The 17-16. We'll be back after this.
When you save your money at a savings and loan, your money does more than just grow. A savings and loan lays out money for homes, and that helps communities grow. We're doing a lot for America, and we want to build more.
Oh man, I love these old commercials.
This is a 1973 gas tank. It's not much different from the old ones, but the car it comes in is different. So this year, most of the owner's manuals are recommending a 91 octane gasoline. Like Gulftane Low Lead. It's the type they recommend, and the price is right too. Gulftane costs even less than Gulf Regular. So if you have a new tank, fill it up with Gulftane Low Lead, the low-cost gasoline for new cars.
From the Goodyear Blimp, Columbia, you're looking at the open.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm putting my reel-to-reel back on.
The house that Al Davis built. And the Jets have shortened the lead of the Raiders 17-16. Field goal. Howfield, his 3rd of the night from 42 yards out. Howfield now set to kick off, originally discovered by the Kansas City Chiefs. They went to Denver, and now he's set to kick to number 20 Warren on your right, Clarence Davis on your left, 28.
Here we go. Raiders got the ball back. Jets are down by 1.
And this will be Clarence Davis from his own end zone.
Yeah.
And now you see the fired up Jets, and you see what usually happens.
Yeah, it looks like that hurt.
Jets,
He's like a little owie.
an occasional elbow flying around.
Watch number 29, Turner. Rocky Turner's going to get knocked down here. He's going to get up and make the tackle. That was Benazak, I believe, number 40 there. And he comes on here. They've got help in there. Those Jets are fired up.
Clock moving.
Well, they're fighting for their playoff lives in this game, so they should be fired up.
Over. 1st and 10 from their own 23. They'll work on the clock. This is Hubbard. And this time the Jets stop Hubbard, maybe with a yard. Joey Jackson, the big rookie from...
Yeah, just the occasional elbow lines. Just the occasional elbow. Napoleon McCallum for the prize pack point of the night. Napoleon McCallum.
The New York Jets with a 6 field goals a week ago is 3 tonight.
Well, he's had some year. He was 23 of 31 coming in, and he's kicked 3 tonight. And he won the game over New Orleans last week on 6 field goals. Okay, 2nd down and 8. Draw play
Second
goes to
down.
Hubbard.
Hubbard got some room to roam.
And
Oh,
Hubbard getting close to the 1st down. Early Thomas made the stop.
The Jets
No and no.
Marv Hubbard.
Bob
Had a big night. He
nailed it.
became a truly fine,
41.
powerful, impressive running back. The Jets
Bob gets
only
the point
chance
for the
to
night.
contain this Oakland team. They have to get back that football. They can't even really give up a field goal because the odds
What's
are
up, Mike?
that they could contain Oakland would get the
Happy
Jets
Black
in
Friday.
field goal position again. He's had that kind of night. 18 out of 30, 275 yards, 1 touchdown. He leads the NFL in passing yardage by almost 600 yards more than John Hadle.
Because he is the Mad Bama.
Down less than a yard, 9:35 remaining. LaMonica switches up, Chester's wide open.
Oh my God!
That's it. Great
After they just rattled off his stats for you, they just queued him up and said, Mad Bama, show him what's up. And there it was. Touchdown Raiders.
The Jets cocked and ready.
After this extra point, that's going to put them up by 8. That's a big play right there. That was smooth. Just get the ball back. Little play action.
Yep, he was wide open.
Nobody even picked him up. Ray Chester's wide open.
Within about 10 yards of Raymond Chester. He hadn't even opened it up yet. And that changes.
Cosell just comes out and rattles off freaking LaMonica's stats for him. Tells you how much of a badass he is. About 2 seconds before he takes the ball and drops back and lets it rip. I mean, it don't get no better than that.
Oakland, California, right after this message.
24-16. Driving the dagger in the season of the Jets.
You know, nothing brings back the memories of Christmas like the great songs of Christmas. Some of the greatest are here in Goodyear's newest album, Christmas Is. 14 Christmas classics by outstanding artists of our time. Barbara Streisand, The Carpenters, Frank Sinatra, Joe Stafford, The Hillside Singers, Judy Garland,
The Hillside
Tony
Singers.
Bennett. How'd he get in there? Andy Williams, The Mills Brothers, Doris Day, Vicky Carr, Patty Page, and Julie Andrews. Christmas is just
Christmas
$1.25
is.
at Goodyear's
Make sure it's only $1.25, guys. Make sure you get that on your holiday wish list.
One memory that won't last forever.
Of course, it's on vinyl. I mean, what else would it be on?
Monica has just hit Raymond Chester on a 3rd down, short yardage situation, 69 yards for a touchdown. The Raiders 24, the New York Jets 16. Jerry DePoyster set to kick to Chris Farasopoulos and Hank Bajorkman. Monica now 10 of 17, 199 yards for a touchdown to 17 on the year. This will be Bajorkman at the 5. And the Ivy Leaguer moves out to the 24.
The Ivy Leaguer.
19-yard return. All right, you see Raymond Chester come from his tight end position. A good fake by LaMonica. Has plenty of time to throw. Look how wide open he is.
And this picture that you're seeing again is being produced by some of our superb cameramen, as these pictures have been produced all year. And thanks to the likes of Jack Dorfman and Don Farnham and Jim Hannigan, let's pick up with the action.
At 1st and 10, the ball at the 24. The Raiders have gone to a 3-man rush. They know what Namath has to do, and he's going to do it right now. Up in the air it goes to Maynard. And that broke it.
That's
Maynard
the
over the
all-time
45, and that breaks that record.
Wouldn't you think they'd stop the play and give him the ball or something? This man has spent 14 years of his life and has established a record. Look at that split screen now.
Right in there. Maynard moving all the way out to the 46-yard line. A Jet first down, and they're not out of this football game. When you have a passer like Namath, you have receivers like Maynard, you have Castor. Well, you can recall the first game of the season. I guess it wasn't the first game, the second against Baltimore. Namath 6 touchdown passes. When he's hot, he's hot. And he's had a good night, considering he cannot establish any kind of running. He's now thrown 7 to Don Maynard. We told you he broke the record of Ray Barry. Now on 1st and 10, going to the air, and Eddie Bell complete. Eddie Bell all the way down to the 30, and, well, I hope it doesn't sound like we're all Joe Namath fans, but he is incredible.
That's the point.
Oh, but he is incredible.
Because we constantly face that since you and I have
Oh no, Howard Cosell at this point in Joe Namath's career has pretty much been huffing his nuts his entire career. I think Howard Cosell had a serious man crush on Joe Namath his entire career.
Touchdown passes this year. I can only second what you guys say about Namath. Donnie's 20 of 32, 324 yards. Had about 4 drops. And he's got 7 minutes and 43 seconds, and he's not giving up.
2 dropped by Bell, 2 by Castor.
Blitz. And he held it, and dropped by Castor. He read the blitz. He really did, Frank. He read it a lot better than Castor. I think you saw him hesitate. It was not because he wasn't ready to throw. It's because Castor wasn't ready to catch, and he wasn't after he did. He finally did throw.
People ask what makes a great quarterback. We're going to run this again, show you the turn-in. But Sammy Baugh once told me, and Baugh had such a great arm, watch that turn in, and he had it and dropped it. So that's 3 he's dropped tonight, though he's had overall a good night and he's a good receiver. It's quickness of feet that can make a great passer, and that's true of Namath with the whole knee problem. He's so quick dropping back, 12 feet distance. Hard to blitz that man.
2nd down and 10 from the 30. And he gets it out this time to number 32, Emerson Boozer. This time, good for 3 as Phil Villapiano, one of the finer linebackers you're going to see. You're going to hear a lot of him in years to come.
Yes, you will. That's a good Frank. He's a prognosticator there. You're going to hear a lot of that Villapiano guy.
7:27 remaining in the game.
Yeah, Villapiano is very friendly with a member of the Jets, Bob Davis. They're opening a football camp together at Asbury Park. 41, Villapiano, there he is.
It's 3rd and 7. The ball at the 27. Maynard is right. Bell is left. Castor's a tight end on the left side, 88. Eddie Bell.
Oh!
Jack Tatum,
the assassin. Slamming the door on that one.
Jack Tatum. All the way down to the 43-yard line. Fumbled the ball. I believe the referee has indicated. Recovered by the Jets.
What?
The Jets had it. One had the...
He was carrying it like he was carrying a freaking loaf of bread, man.
I guess that's the way it goes. Now they're arguing about it. Well, we're in Oakland.
Did you hear him? Well, we're in Oakland. You schmuck. Somebody go in the booth and smack that guy. Well, we're in Oakland. See, we even got a bad reputation in 1972.
1st down and 10. Raiders now leading 24-16. Grantham makes the stop. And here we go.
Oh, you get a little chippy there, little man.
Oh, don't do that, Phil.
Look at him.
They're falling apart now, an absence of discipline. There's no
Look at him. Shell's looking at him like, little man, did you just swing at me? I'm about to fold you like a chair.
Pass every play, as I pointed out earlier. The interception becomes almost inevitable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. You really do have to have a running game, Howard, to be effective all the time. Here's a play. He has time to throw. Throws it. Let's see.
Look at that. Tatum just picks him off. But look at how he's carrying this ball, man. That ain't how you're supposed to carry a football. He did tuck it in there finally, but it's a little too late. It did not pop out until it hit the ground, though, so.
Personal foul ruled against the Jets on the last little hassle. The ball now 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They're at the 25. Here comes Hubbard.
Hubbard again, man. He's been the man this game. He was down. The ball didn't pop out until it hit the ground. Look at that little helmet. Look at that thing. It's like he borrowed his son's helmet. It's like, Johnny, I forgot my helmet. Could Dad borrow that?
Total surprise. Those stats not bad right there, are they? 10 out of 17, 109, and he has 2 touchdown passes. He's had quite a year, too. His best thing is the fact that he's only thrown now 9 interceptions. All right, it's 2nd down and 7, 6 minutes, 18 seconds, clock moving, remaining in the game. A game the Jets have got to win. They trail 24-16. Here comes Davis.
Oh, nice little run there.
And Davis is upended at the 15-yard line.
Nice little
Stopped
run.
there by Chris Barasopoulos.
It all comes home to roost. We talked about Oakland being a second-half team. We talked about them being perhaps the best fourth-quarter team on the record in professional football. Look at Joe Namath.
Well, it all started back in July, and it's been a long, hard grind. There's one ahead of the Jets. That would be Cleveland next Sunday. And if they could win tonight, they could win against Cleveland.
That's looking like a big
it would be
if.
the wild card representative.
They look like the Jets are going to win.
It's been a year of injury for the Jets. It's been a super year for the
Not
Oakland
after
Raiders. They
the
won 4 in
assassin.
a row since losing to Kansas City.
Just
And
ruined
Davis gets the
Broadway
first down.
Joe's night there.
5:26 remaining in the game. ABC News brings you live coverage of the final moonwalk of the Apollo mission. As astronaut Cernan, Schmidt, land and explorer, former astronaut Alan Shepard, our first man into space, provides a commentary from Houston, and that's here on ABC. And of course, we all certainly wish them well.
Yeah, if you missed that, go back and check that out last
Touchdown,
week.
the Raiders, they're at the
That was
13
cool.
of the Jets. 5:04, clock moving. Hubbard down to the 10.
Frank, as we approach
Banger
the end
down
of
there
our
again.
Monday night NFL season, a reminder to our viewers that Monday Night Sports will continue for the next 2 weeks with the Liberty Bowl game next Monday night and the North-South game the Monday night after that. And of
Boy,
course,
banging down there again.
the Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma against Penn State, and we kind of like that game. It should be a beauty.
And this one is still not over. The Raiders leading 24-16. They have a second down now. At 7, they're on the 10-yard line. This is Clarence Davis. Spinning and turning. He's down to the 5-yard line. Phil Wise making the move. Jack Tatum, who picked off that name at
What an athlete
pass,
he is.
returned at 57 yards.
All-American from Ohio State. Unaccountably passed up in the draft by your old team, the Giants, in favor of Rocky Thompson. Now, that's not a dig at Rocky, but that's some kind of athlete.
It certainly is. I don't think anyone would say either one wasn't. It's 3rd down and 3. The ball on the 6th. Brought in 2 tight ends, Frank. I think that's what you could see. Maybe Coach Eubank was telling his boys. 2 tight ends are in there. Davis, and he fumbles the football. Does he get it back? Well, if he did, he really is lucky. He did.
Fumble!
Well, right on it. Well, those running backs from SC do that, Don. Yeah, you get a lot of those SC pops in, Frank. You're glad when SMU's number 1. You know, it's easy because they have more players playing pro football than any other school.
That's true, but not per capita. Grambling College might be that.
Here comes a classic. Frank, you talk about waiting a long
The
time.
Hall of Famer George Blanda
14
onto the
years
field
ago,
again.
The Chicago Bears let George Blanda go because he was too old. And they played the Chicago Bears next week. And he's sure looking forward to that one, 14 years later. And I'll tell you something else about him. He's played in 181 consecutive games. And 45 years old. He took an automatic delay of the game penalty there, Frank. And the only thing I can think of is that they may feel it gives him a little bit better angle in there. Can you think of anything else? Well, with the hash marks moved in, I don't think it would make much difference, but that must have just eaten
Here we go. Let's see the Hall of Famer line up for an old school straight-on kick.
3:16 remaining in the game. He chews a lot of gum, too. He missed it.
He missed it.
Well, maybe wish he had the 5 back. So, the score remains the Raiders 24, the Jets 16.
no good.
And we'll be back after this message.
No good.
Now, there's a great new way to keep a man's hair in shape. New Max for Men, the man's hair dryer, designed by Gillette. With 500 watts of power to dry hair fast, plus a training brush.
Joan, we did that game a couple weeks ago. That was the game before this one. We did that Monday Night Football game. We did the whole game.
Plenty of power.
So if you go back a couple weeks in the archives, we did that game, the whole game, play for play.
Because paper
Had the whole game footage for it.
They put a pump in the PowerPoint.
1987.
Even at odd angles on the worst surfaces, the papermate pumps ink to the point automatically as you write. So no matter where or what you have to write on, the papermate PowerPoint keeps on writing smoothly, even when you wish it wouldn't. The papermate PowerPoint, the pen that pumps the ink. Put a papermate gift set in someone's stocking this Christmas.
Some of the fans are starting to leave the Oakland Coliseum, and
They're starting to leave. They're like, it's over.
there's 3 minutes and 12 seconds
Like
remaining.
it's done. It's Monday Night Football. It's late.
As you look at the rushing statistics,
That's
Hubbard
the story.
almost tripling the outfit. Well, almost quadrupling. He has quadrupled. Well, I can't multiply anyway. He's got a whole bunch more than all the Jets put together. But there
See,
is
I'm not a leave the game early type guy.
for this man.
If we're putting a beating on you, I'm staying to relish in it. I'm not leaving early.
And Piano, hold on. No,
That was close.
thrown incomplete. That one was poorly thrown. That was a little bit high. Namath knows that himself.
I'm just not a leave early type guy at sporting events. Because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like them Miami Heat fans a few years back, you know, when they're outside trying to get back in when the comeback happens. When you miss the miracle if you give up and leave early. I never leave before the whistle blows. That's just not how we roll in this family.
Protection from the offensive line. On average, very good.
Second down and 10 from the 20. Again, time to throw. A flag goes down as a Raider really unloaded on a Jet. I think that was Piano. And Maynard was the one that was the recipient of, I think, a Piano clothesline, if I'm not mistaken, Frank. Take a look at it.
Maynard caught a clothesline. Oh, let's see this.
Maynard number 13. Who is that? Wayne.
Oh!
That is Piano.
Little pop. That's nothing. Come on, it's football. It's a man's sport.
Well, I told you it was dangerous. That's right. Personal foul. Now, will that go top?
Let's not be a bunch of candy asses now. Come on. No blood, no foul. He's got a helmet on.
It's a long shot, but they got 3 minutes to go. You need a touchdown and a field goal.
It's a long, long shot.
It's a long, long shot.
The big man that he likes to hit. Let's take a look at that again. And here is the completion. You see Maynard already lying on the ground back upfield. Nehemiah Wilson also goes down. I think shaken up. Got his shoulder and elbow there. Frank, he was the one that hit Eddie Bell. Eddie walks over and said, "Look, man, don't mess with me. I'm a pretty big fella." What I started to say was that Don, the big man for Joe Namath, has...
Oh, I've been to Tennessee before for a game.
He feels he has to strike from way out. He's done it over and over this year. He has that great speed, the same speed that Chester has of the Raiders. And he knows he'll have to get it on the scoreboard quickly. 3:02 remaining in the game. He trails by 8.
The amazing thing about Namath is the way he holds that football till the very last possible second and still gets it off so swiftly with that release.
All right. Markham is in the 4-in offense of the Jets at this point. 3-man rush for the Raiders. Flag is down. Namath going to Castor and is picked off. But hold on, the flag is down.
I think the Raiders were offside, and I think the play will be called back.
Jack Tatum made the interception downfield, but a Raider had jumped offsides, and it is being brought back. Well, partisan crowd here at the Oakland Coliseum, and they're justifiably proud of the Oakland Raiders, who cinched their division last week. They would like to put the Jets out of it completely. In that way, they would avoid meeting the undefeated Miami Dolphins. That might make the Pittsburgh Steelers a little hotter, possibly the Cleveland Browns. Frank, this is the play we've got right here. Maynard coming out this time. He's not going to take any chances with Piano. He's in there undering.
They're feeling the season slip away.
First down.
They know it's about over.
Inside the 45.
They're fighting.
2:55 remaining in the game. Flags go down, complete to Eddie Bell. But again, the flags in the middle of the line of scrimmage.
I think this is against Winston Hill, number 75 for Holt.
Appears to be in motion. Illegal procedure, Howard.
Yep,
I think he may have just maybe picked his hand up or something right before the snap of the ball. It was thrown early.
I pre-called it, but I was watching Winston, and he was having trouble. Listen, let's face it, fellas. They could call holding on every play of every game if they wanted.
Yes, they could, Howard.
Look at that.
Down remains the same, 1st and 10. Ball right at the 50, and boy, that's impressive.
Well,
2 minutes, 49 seconds. Bell out to the left. Barkham comes out to the right. The tight end is Castor.
Fighting for their lives.
Green is in the slot. Blown back, Harkey. Namath firing, and this time almost picked off. Gerald Irons, number 86. And almost picked it off, and Namath is shaken up.
Namath is hurt.
What's the ball? It appeared it was almost intercepted. Turns back around. It did go around.
Ooh, almost picked off.
Number 86 for the Oakland Raiders, and that would be Gerald Irons. Namath appears to be. He just gestured to the bench and said that I went out. And well, Bob Davis came onto the field.
He's trying to walk it off.
You can see his left knee, the sock down his left knee. That's where he has that really big knee brace. We'll take another shot at it. I think we can see him take a pretty good lick just after he throws it. Throws the ball. Right on his knee. Number 80, it was Toms. Art Toms, and he crumbles under. That's not an intentional move by Toms. That's one of the main ways that quarterbacks get their knees or ankles hurt. Guys are being blocked, and the momentum of the block just throws them right in there. The quarterback is planted his feet to throw and trying to push off of it, so he has them kind of set. Then you roll into him, and the knees and ankles can pop pretty good. He's 22 of 38, 343 yards, and they'll take no chances. Bob Davis comes in.
Looks like that might be it for Namath.
He's going to applaud Joe Namath. Quite a sporting gesture on the fans of part of the Oakland Raiders. Their fans.
They're giving him a standing ovation.
Hey, that's something, isn't it?
It is.
That's something.
He rates it. Okay, Bob Davis hasn't played much this year. 8 attempts, 5 completions. He was 40% last year filling in for Namath. He has a job cut out, and this time he goes down. He was trying to go deep, did not have time. Racing in there was Otis Sistrunk, number 60. A lot has been said about the psychological advantage of having a Joe Namath. And I'm not really causing this criticism of anyone, but there's got to be a letdown. These guys know that, man,
Yeah,
you know, they're
when you
really
get the guy that comes in, your season's on the line here, and you're
Davis is getting set to throw.
you guys hardly played the whole season. He gets to come in. You're just like, great.
But it's just hard for the offensive line to stay up. They work really hard for Namath. They know how precarious his knees are and how much they need to protect him. You can see Joe on the sideline trying to get himself warmed up to see if he could possibly go back in. Davis now with a 3rd and 10, a 6-year veteran out of Virginia. And he is going to get the wide out, open pass rush. They know he has to go to the air. And
Well, that doesn't help. You can catch the ball for your guy who just comes in there, pal. Come on.
Hold on. And Davis upset. Clock showing 2:34. Look who's coming back. And Joe Namath is coming back in.
That was nice when he was drunk, tried to kiss, oh, God, Susie Colbert, wasn't it?
But on 4th down, Namath comes in. He has 2:34.
That was hilarious. Kind of sad and pathetic, unfortunately.
If he does not get the 1st down, he'll turn it over to the Oakland Raiders. Barkham goes out to the left. Castor out to the left. Bell and Maynard, the other 2 receivers in the 4-receiver offense, out to the right. From midfield, 4th and 10, this could be the ball game. That's in there. Well, how about it? Well, complete down to
Gets
the
the first.
30-yard line is complete to those shots. You see Namath kind of bounce out of that pocket a little bit. Markham is covered very well in there by number 26, Alonzo Thomas. We can take him isolated
Dr.
here.
Death.
Gets a good shot right
The
in
Soul
line of scrimmage,
Patrol
comes back
holding it
in.
down. That was a good D, man. That's just a good pass. Stuck it right in there.
Timeout. Or rather, now we have the 2-minute warning. We'll be back to the Oakland Coliseum right after this.
I'm Ira Parsegian, football coach at Notre Dame. If a quarterback could take only one play into the game, it should be an option play. He can run, he can pitch out, or pass. 3 options. Ford gives you its own version of the triple option play on the mid-size 1973 Ford Torino Squire. The 3-way door gate.
The mid-size Squire.
Fast, even with the window up. It opens with the window down, and it opens like a tailgate. For big loads like 4-foot wide building panels. 3 options. And you find the 3-way door gate on the world's best-selling full-size wagon. The quiet new 1973 Ford Country Squire.
There you go. That's big pimpin'.
Like dual-facing
Yes, I will be.
See the new 1973 wagons at your Ford dealers. When it comes to wagons, nobody swings like Ford.
Joe Namath went out of the ball game. He came back in on 4th
Namath
and 10.
comes back in, trying to make some magic here.
Jerome Markham. The ball is at the 36-yard line. There are 2 minutes left in the game. The Jets trail the Oakland Raiders 24-16 in a game that they have to win. And Darryl LaMonica, who has played a superb game himself, is on the sidelines congratulating Marv Hubbard, who cracked the 1,000-yard mark tonight, rushing.
Hubbard goes over 1,000 on the season in this game.
They should be. They've won the Western Division of the American Football Conference, but they have not won this football game yet. And, of course, if they win this, they will not face the undefeated Miami Dolphins. Markham, Bell, Castor. Namath back trying. He's going to go down. Down he goes at the 48.
And that's pretty much going to end it right there.
Horace Jones.
That's pretty much going to end it right there.
The Oakland Raiders, who does not have a pass interception, and that's remarkable. I think the Oakland Raiders deserve all kinds of credit.
Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of Silver and Black Theater. Hope you enjoyed this, another great game from the Silver and Black Archives. It's winding down. There's really no chance. Needing 2 scores. Minute 33. We're winding down. Winding down. Winding down. The Jets season is dying at the hands of the Raiders. It was a beautiful day in the history of the Oakland Raiders. And 10 o'clock Eastern, just like last week.